Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, two things are likely to happen to Edwin Sifuna, the ODM Secretary General. And I want you guys to take it to any nearest bank. The first thing which is likely or is about to happen to Edwin Sifuna is that Edwin Sifuna is going to be kicked out of ODM Party as the Secretary General. Not because Edwin Sifuna has failed to deliver. No. Edwin Sifuna is going to be kicked out because there are two camps in ODM Party. Edwin Sifuna is in one camp. But the camp where Edwin Sifuna is not part of will have their way. If that will not happen, then Edwin Sifuna himself is going to resign from ODM Party as the Secretary General. The other day, you saw how Anyang' Nyong'o defended Edwin Sifuna in Kakamega. Edwin Sifuna did not attend that event. I also did not see Edwin Sifuna in Addis Ababa. Edwin Sifuna has been missing some political activities of the party. So Edwin Sifuna probably is aware that he's a marked man. And because of that, he is definitely going to resign if he will not be kicked out. Earlier today, on the floor of the House, Edwin Sifuna delivered a very powerful speech. Very nice speech. But inside that speech, Edwin Sifuna attacked some close allies of Raila Odinga. In this video, I want us to look at that speech by Edwin Sifuna. Let us begin.
The politics of Kenya is very divisive. You know, people here pontificate as if the result had been different, Honorable Speaker. Can we honestly all guarantee that there would have been restraint on all of us, that we would not have over-celebrated to the annoyance of those who don't believe in our quest? Nobody can give you that guarantee. People are allowed to celebrate or to cry or to whatever, express themselves as much as they wanted. But I know Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga is the most insulted political leader in Kenya. Every single day you wake up, he's trending on Twitter, he's trending on Facebook, he's a headline in at least 3 newspapers per week. He doesn't appear to be faced by any of those things because he understands you have to have a thick skin as a political leader in this space. If you put yourself out in the public, you can expect people to be insulted.
Now, I agree with Edwin Sifuna 100% that Raila Odinga is the most insulted leader we have in the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, his supporters should not have or feel offended when Raila Odinga is insulted or is attacked. I remember there's a gentleman called Miguna Miguna. Miguna Miguna insulted Raila Odinga. I remember at some point he was attacked by Raila Odinga's supporters in Mombasa, a guy called Destroyer, for those who remember those times. Miguna Miguna fell out with Raila Odinga. Then Miguna Miguna started insulting Raila Odinga. Miguna Miguna insulted Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga never responded to Miguna Miguna. That was not enough for Miguna Miguna. Miguna Miguna then went, because the insults were not getting any response, he went and he sponsored a book. He wrote a book. Raila Odinga never responded. Miguna Miguna said everything in that book. That did not sell much. People downloaded it. Then he went and authored another book just insulting Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga never bothered. Miguna Miguna got tired. And I was surprised when Miguna Miguna joined Raila Odinga after voting for William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta in 2017. He joined the NRM. After that, you know what happened? He was deported. Again, insulting Raila Odinga. Up to today, Miguna Miguna is still insulting Raila Odinga. But Raila Odinga has never bothered to respond to Miguna Miguna. So that's how powerful Raila Odinga is when it comes to the thick skin of absorbing the insult. So Edwin Sifuna is right up to that point.
There to insult you. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, there are people who want to use this so-called celebration in Nyeri. And when I watched that clip, Honorable Speaker, it was two Mama Mbogas at a market in Karatina. And when people speak about it, you can think the entire region of Mount Kenya. And in fact, the most annoying and saddest thing was attempts by leaders, some in very senior positions in parliament, trying to extrapolate and make it look like it is the people of a mountain celebrating Raila's loss. Honorable Speaker, these are the things that bring division in our country.
So for me, I also listen to those residents from Nyeri. And the only issue I have with them, because whatever they were saying probably could be right, but the only issue I have with them is that there is no way you can vote for Ruto. Then he makes mistake. Then you feel entitled that the person you refuse to vote for should be the one to help you fight him. Up to that extent, no. Because I'm even 100% sure that if today you were to give those Mama Mbogas from Karatina ballot papers with the name of Raila and Ruto, their chances of still voting for Ruto are very high. So that's the extent I have problem with them. But whatever they said, for me, I don't have problem with that. And I agree with Edwin Sifuna to that point.
As SG of ODM, I am aware that for the first time in the last election, Raila Odinga got over 1 million votes in the election. You cannot tell me that those million people who are in Mount Kenya can be dumped or lumped into those who do not support the politics of Raila Odinga.
Again, I agree with Edwin Sifuna on the issue of Mount Kenya celebrating Raila Odinga's defeat. You know, the truth is, and this is something I've consistently been saying, that the only way William Ruto can survive, I've maintained this, is by ensuring that the Luo nation and the Kikuyu nation are at loggerheads. Because as long as the Luo nation and the Kikuyu nation are together, William Ruto cannot survive. So the intelligence is very busy creating that discord between these communities. That's why I've maintained here, asking you guys, who sponsored those Ruto must go narratives in Kondele? And who sponsored those celebrations in Nyeri? Again, it's true, there were 1 million people who voted for Raila Odinga. But Edwin Sifuna is wrong, because the truth is, even William Ruto, over 4 million people from the mountain voted for William Ruto. But today they don't want to hear about William Ruto. Politics is dynamic and it keeps on changing.
These are the things we must do. We must speak in a way that ensures we remain cohesive as a society and we don't marginalize anyone. Honorable Speaker, I want to conclude by speaking to the speculation. There's people who want to put words into Raila's mouth.
But this is why Edwin Sifuna is going to go home. I know the way Raila Odinga operates. The moment you saw those Rift Valley MPs talking about creating the position of the Prime Minister for Raila Odinga, the moment you saw ODM members of Parliament talking the way they were talking in Parliament, that's when I saw the hands of Raila Odinga. Edwin Sifuna cannot purport to speak for Raila Odinga when it comes to position.
Honorable Speaker, when Baba Raila Odinga wanted to run for the elections in 2022, he called a major rally, and I was present at that rally at Kasarani. He announced it himself that I would want to seek the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. When he wanted to run for this AUC position, Honorable Speaker, he himself called a press conference. I remember only seeing the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, there at that press conference. He told us with his own mouth that this is what he wants to do. Honorable Speaker, therefore, when Baba wants something, he will tell us himself. These people who have abrogated themselves the role of speaking for Raila Odinga and telling him, oh, we will look for a space to accommodate you. Baba has many, many roles. He's a party leader of ODM. He's a leader of opposition. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a grandfather. He is not idle. Baba is not idle. He has things to do. So please, these people, I have seen even some colleagues from this Senate coming up and proposing ridiculous things like amending a constitution just to look for a position for Raila.
Really? In the 21st century? That was a new law for me, Mr. Speaker. Prime Minister Raila Odinga, you don't have to agree with him politically, but he has earned his space. He has made his mark. You may never have voted for him in your life, or like me, you may have voted for him once or twice, Mr. Speaker, but do we really have to sink that low as a country where even leaders, Mr. Speaker, post messages of celebration and saying, oh, we are glad you didn't do this or the other? I want to urge us as a country that perhaps it is time we pause and draw a line and realize that what is a fine line between politics? What are the things that you can agree on? What are the things that you can disagree on?
What do you mean? In fact, as the father of this constitution, it insults Raila greatly if you can stand up and say you are going to amend the constitution just to look for a seat for him. That is not what he fought for. That is not why he fought for this constitution, Honorable Speaker. And the leader of the country today is the one during the campaigns who told us that for a change, we must stop looking for positions for leaders. Let us start with the Mamamboga. Let us start with the Boda person. Let us start with other people, because all this time we have been talking about leaders. I want to say without fear of contradiction that if Baba wants something, he will tell us himself. All these people running around and saying, oh, we will look for this, we will look for that. How do you know? He's not interested. Has he told you he's interested? And he has a mouth for himself. Do you know, Honorable Speaker, that despite me being the SG of ODM, I do not speak for Raila. He has his spokespersons. He has his spokesperson. I speak for organs of the party for which he is a member. But I cannot speak for Raila Odinga because he has his own mouth. He has his spokespersons. So please, we feel insulted as members of ODM when people run around looking for small seats here and saying, oh, we want to propose him for this, want to propose him for that. It is entirely disrespectful to Raila Odinga for you to run around claiming that you are looking for a position to accommodate him. He is not idle, as I say.
Raila Odinga was part and parcel of the NADCO report. That's the honest truth. NADCO report had recommended the creation of the office of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. Politics about interest and acquiring political power. If ODM Party and Raila Odinga can acquire power through the back door, they'll do it. And that's where Edwin Sifuna is missing it. So in this video, I want to explain to you guys why Edwin Sifuna attacked those allies of Raila Odinga. Again, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be very brief. Number one, Edwin Sifuna, in my view, is targeting the Kikuyu votes in Nairobi. Edwin Sifuna is the current senator for Nairobi. Edwin Sifuna can only retain his seat as the senator for Nairobi if the entire Western Kenya, that is the Luo, the Lawyer, and the ODM brigades, supports him. But clearly, there's a fallout. And in case the combination of the Luo Lawyer in Nairobi cannot support him, then he can also win through being the candidate of the Kikuyu. So that Kalonzo Rigathi makes Edwin Sifuna the senatorial candidate for Nairobi, either on that Rigathi Gachagwa's party. Through that, he can also win. So I think Edwin Sifuna is not very sure with ODM party, but he's banking on the Kikuyu votes. That's exactly the strategy Babu Owino is also using in Nairobi. So that's number one. Number two, from Edwin Sifuna's statement, it is also very clear that there are camps in ODM party. And Edwin Sifuna's statement was clearly targeting Junet Mohammed and his camp. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. Again, importantly, from Edwin Sifuna's statement, I can easily see a possibility of Raila Odinga running for the presidency in 2027. And if Raila Odinga were to run for the presidency in 2027, then Edwin Sifuna is going to be very powerful, because most of ODM supporters will agree or are agreeing actually with what he is saying. But lastly, maybe Edwin Sifuna is just being defiant for reasons which are best known to him. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.